everyone, my name is Michelle and welcome to Reading on My Breaks. Today I am going to be doing my October TBR, and for this I am going to be playing Becca's Spookopathon. And I do have my sweatshirt on for this. It says Spooks. I got this from, I think her name is Beth, Books with Beth. I don't know. I will put her in the bottom, but I got a book and a matching teacup, or coffee mug, however you want to drink your stuff. But absolutely adorable. She does an amazing job. I will have that linked below. But yeah, I was bored at work, and so I did all of my rolls at work using a dice on my phone, which wish I didn't do that, but we will get into the rolls and see that. And then for the cards, I did use Jacqueline's game of cards for my community shelf. I just put some washi tape on them and put the Spookopathon little label on there. And so yeah, let's get into the first roll and see what we get. So starting out nice and strong, we rolled a double. So we went 12 spaces and landed on Mood Read. And for this one, I am going to wait and pick up a book that I feel like I'm in the mood to read along the month. And so yeah, let's do roll number 2. And for roll number 2, we got another double. And for this, it landed on Mary Sellers, which is a sci-fi. And I have chosen The Three Body Problem by, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, by Sinox Liu. And I don't know much about this book. I like going into my books blind. I know it was popular, and for Christmas, my sister bought me the 3-book set. So I'll be excited to read this. For roll number 3, we got another 6 and landed on Broken Mirror. And for this, I have chosen the 3rd book in the Rune of Kings series, and it is The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons. And as you can see from the picture, the book has cracks in the ground. So yeah, I am excited to read this book. The second one was not my favorite. I liked the Rune of Kings, but the second book, I didn't like how we had new characters introduced and we weren't building on the first plot. I know that it's important and it will be more important in the other books, but I had a hard time getting into it because of this. So I didn't really start enjoying it until a little bit halfway through the second book. But hopefully the 3rd book I fall into a little bit faster, and I love her writing, so I am excited to read this book. And roll number 4, we got another double. I don't think it was a good idea, like I said at the beginning, to use the dice on my phone. I should have used regular dice, because electronic dice I have always found to get multiple doubles. But as I said, I was bored and I was anxious, and so I just decided to play at work. So anyway, we landed on Chance, and I'm going to put up, for Chance I did 6 cards. Here are 3 books that I'm interested in reading, and I've labeled them 1 through 1 through 3. And then here are 3 books that I am not so interested in reading, and those are also labeled 1 through 3. Orange for the ones that I want to read, and red for the ones that I'm not so excited about reading. So we picked a card, and we got number 3, which is Age of Vice. And roll number 5 out of 8, we landed on small book, and for this I will be reading Susan Clark's book Piranesi. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I have had this one on my shelf for a while. I got it through Book of the Month, so this is also another one that I want to get done by the end of the year. So I am excited to get it on this TBR. And for roll number 6 out of 8, we landed on, we rolled. Yes, we rolled another double. Another one. So it is now 6 out of 9 books that we'll be reading. And for this, I landed on chance. And one of the books that I did not want to read, it had chosen Fashion Victim by Amina Carter, I believe. Amina Carter. So yeah, definitely want to find out if I'm gonna like it, if I'm not gonna like it. Last month I think I DNF'd 2 books that were on my shelf, but like I said, the other ones, just excited to get through them, get them off my shelves, because they've been traveling a lot with me and they need to go to a new home. So yes, Fashion Victim for this one. And we got another double. Yep, it happened. Another double. What are we up to now? 10 books? 10 books. And I landed on Gothic. When I think of Gothic, I think Victorian, I think dark. I don't like historical books. I don't like Victorian is usually historical books. So for this one, I'm stretching it a little bit, but it still works. I chose the dark one by Nikki St. Stone. Am I saying that right? I'll put it up here and apologize if that's not the author, but for some reason I'm remembering it as Nikki right now. This is it's not really a retelling, but it's a smut romance, Peter Pan. If I remember correctly, the Darling's house was a Victorian house from the cartoon, and I'm assuming that they're just going to keep the Darling lineage in the same house. And so Victorian there, the front, dark, gloomy, it's got a skull, it's Gothic, I'm going with it, excited. That's what we're doing for this one. And for roll number 8, yep, you saw it. I got another double. Yep, that's 11 books now. Yep, and we landed on A Ghostly Story. And for this, I am stretching it, but I want to get more of my Book of the Month books on here. I am going to be reading Where'd You Go, Bernadette. Putting it right here. It's about a mom who realizes she has become a ghost of herself. Ghost. Stretching, I know. But ghost of herself, and she goes out to find herself again, or find the woman that she once was, before marriage and kids and whatnot. So became a movie, so I'm assuming it's good. I have just never had the interest to pick it up. Why do I always choose Book of the Month books that I don't actually end up reading? I don't know. That is a story for another time, and probably you need therapy on it. But anyway, Where'd You Go, Bernadette? We now have 11 rolls, or 11 books. Rolls 2. Let's go for the next one. What roll are we even on? Is that 12 books now? That's 12 books. Another double. I'm calling it quits at 12, so we get another double. We're just gonna roll it again until we don't get a double, and we'll go with that roll. Because I still have some other books I need to fit into this TBR, and 12 books is, yeah, that's growing fast. So anyway, we landed on, what did we land on? We landed on Game. Jigsaw, which is a game. So for this, I'm going to be reading Skeleton Key by Erin Kelly. And this is about, I picked it up because I thought it was going to be a scavenger hunt, that there's like two families and there's going to be a scavenger hunt to find something. Didn't look more into the book, which is fine, but started listening to it and listened to the prelude before it, and what they're searching for are golden bones that are in alive humans. That they're a lineage is the word. Certain people in the lineage will have these golden bones inside of them, and they think that if they gather all of the bones, they can put them together and bring somebody back from the dead. Wasn't expecting it, but it's still a game. Excited. I don't know if I'm excited to read it. It's a little different than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, it could be amazing. I am, excuse me, I've already started it, so it's going. It's a little different, but I'm enjoying it. I'm not halfway through, so I need to give it some more time. But anyway, so Skeleton Key is going to go on for game. For roll number 10, I landed on Revenge, and for this I will be reading The Suicide Motor Club by Christopher Bond. Nope, wasn't even close. Christopher Bolden. He wrote the Black Tongue Thief. Amazing book. So I also listened to his, I think it was Lesser Than Dead, or Lesser Dead, vampire one, and then I bought this one from the thrift store. I got it for like $3 with shipping. So this is about a girl who is out for revenge against people who killed family of hers. I don't know much more about it. Love the cover. Another reason I bought it. So yes, this one will be for revenge. For roll 11, I landed on mostly orange on the cover, and for this I am going to be reading A God Walks Into the Bar by Jake Powell. Excuse me, Jake Powell. It is amber, but I feel like amber is an orange color, and it's a fall color, and fall orange. I don't know. It works. I'm excited to read this. I was told that it is humorous, and I'm not really into like a lot of Greek mythologies because I really think that they're overdone, but this one's a short book, and love a short book on there, but I love reading books that make me laugh. So God Walks Into a Bar. What is this, our last roll? Last roll! Okay, let's see how this goes. And for our last roll, roll 12, I landed on Spooky Book. And for this, I will be reading Wist by Steve Robertson. It is a graphic novel, and here's just some of the artwork. I know it's backwards, but I can just video better this way. I don't know how many times I've done this with my head cut off, so yes. We'll leave his information. I got this on his TikTok shop. It says, in a world ruled by strange and terrible gods, Wist's life as an angel is a fate worse than death, until a young witch offers him a chance to escape his dark master once and for all. So, but yeah, saw pictures of the art and just fell in love with this beautiful artwork. So, and it's spooky. I don't like horror. I'm not really into blood and guts and everything, but spooky I can do. So Okay, so those are all the books for Spookopathon. And so the other books that I'm going to be having on this TBR, I do play Kim's Expedition Through Pages game. So for that, I am going to be reading a biography. And I am always been a huge Winnie the Pooh fan. So for this one, I am going to be reading the author, the man who came up with Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to be reading his memoir, which is called, didn't have it written down, so I'm just going to put it up here because I'm trying to get this video done so I can post it today. So I'm going to put it up here, but it is the biography of the person who wrote Winnie the Pooh, or came up with the idea of Winnie the Pooh. So yes, always loved the song. My dad used to sing it to me when I was little. Huge Winnie the Pooh fan. Really excited about this one. And then the other prompt that I'm going to be doing is the, it's not called Around the World, it's called something in the world. She plays a game where you have to pick a country, and then you have to, from there it tells you if you're far away or close to, anyway, it leads you to finding the one that you're supposed to find. Cuba was the answer for this one, or the chosen one to find. And so for this, I am going to be reading a science fiction book by Yas called No Notes. It's this one. It's this one. So I'm excited. I've heard of Yas before, but I've never read one of his books or her books. I don't even know if it's a her or him. Anyway, Yas, this one. And then for that one, I'm also going to be, while I'm reading it, cooking a Cuban meal, because that's also part of the, what do you call it? The prompts. So, excited for that. And then there is also a readathon going on to finish a series. I'll link it down below and put up the information here, because again, no notes. But it is going on from October 1st to the end of December to finish your series, and it's got a game board and everything. I put the game board here. Looks so much fun. The first book that I'm going to be listening to for that one is going to be the last book in the Lacanius series, which is The Light of All That Falls. I have had that book on my TBR for so long, and it's just so long that every time I go to pick up the audiobook of it, all I want to do is curl in a ball with the book and listen, and I just don't have the time to do that. So I am going to make time this month. I will be doing some traveling, so I will have time to sit on the airplane and in the car and be able to listen to and read that book. So I am excited to finally finish this series, because I have enjoyed book 1 and 2 so much that I think it's going to be an amazing book, and I just need to take the mental time to get into it and finish it. But that's going to be my first pick for that game, which I showed you here, and we'll have it all linked below. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.